Oh, what a day it's been here at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. Rained all morning, and I'll tell you, if anybody had came to the racetrack and thought we would get in what we've got in today so far for qualifying and practice for the Carbonite Classic, they would have been very surprised because, again, rain falling quite a bit throughout the early part of the day. Window coming around 2 o'clock, and we found ourselves ready for qualifying here at this fantastic 5/8 mile racetrack with the pair of practice sessions in for both of these categories, both USF2000 and Indy Pro. The drivers getting 2 30-minute sessions in the book, so a number of laps laid down. It's time to go qualifying for tomorrow's Freedom 75 and Freedom 90. Hello, friends. My name's Rob Howden. Good to be here again at IRP, back to Indianapolis Raceway Park. Of course, Lucas Oil continuing their sponsorship of this fantastic facility. Great racetrack that has been home to F2000 racing for 30-plus years. We've seen some tremendous racing in years past. We've watched drivers come through the ranks here in the Road to Indy presented by Cooper Tires, winning here on this challenging racetrack to move themselves forward towards championships, scholarships, and in the case of Kyle Kirkwood, all the way to the Indianapolis 500. All the drivers sitting in on a oval clinic this morning where we had Kyle Kirkwood, Christian Rasmussen, and Parker Thompson as our expert panelists. 4 wins among them, and many more crucial among those 4 drivers. 0 crashes on ovals, qualifying, racing, testing even. I think bringing a lot of experience and a lot of really great tips and insight to the drivers that you'll see here today. Getting ready to go for qualifying, as I said, 70-degree ambient temperature, pretty heavy clouds around, but we're expecting this window of dry weather to maintain itself through what will be 2 qualifying sessions. We have a great group of drivers in both of the categories, 17 in total in our USF2000 category, 15 drivers set to go in Indy Pro 2000, and with qualifying, the lineup for qualifying, single car, 2-lap average qualifying, lining up by points, which will mean at the tail of the field, qualifying first, the 14-year-old rookie Danny Dzelski from J. Howard Driver Development. The other side of the field, the drivers who are separated by just 5 points in total, Miles Rowe in 4th, Michael D'Orlando in 3rd, Billy Fraser in 2nd, and your point leader with 132 markers coming into the event here at Indianapolis Raceway Park, Jagger Jones in the Cape Motorsports entry. Driver who's quickest in the second session earlier today, again, as I said, 2 half-hour sessions for each of the categories. Bejoy Garg from J. Howard Driver Development out of Stanford, California, a 22.273 fast time for Bejoy Garg. Michael D'Orlando, Christian Weir, Billy Fraser, and Thomas DeVoe were the top 5 drivers. Engines firing for the first time, and Danny Dzelski will head out onto the racetrack again to walk you through the qualifying setup. Essentially, they'll get the warm-up lap here onto the back straightaway. They'll come all the way back around and essentially get a white flag. 1 full warm-up lap around the racetrack, and then it'll be green-white checkers. So essentially, 1.5 warm-up laps to get some heat into these Cooper tires, and then right back at it, 2 laps, and that's it. Dzelski's got to get on the throttle here right now. His first time qualifying here, trying to build some heat into these Cooper tires. Got to be at full song when you get down to turn number 3 and 4. Dzelski's going to get on it. Time to qualify for tomorrow's Freedom 75. I know those of you at home looking at the weather as we are. Will we be able to get the race in tomorrow? Looking potentially for a window right now from 7 o'clock on. We'll do whatever we can to possibly get this race in tomorrow evening. USAC's Silver Crown and Midget Series joining us here as part of what should be an action-packed event. Great night here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. A lot of money up for grabs for the drivers in that Silver Crown race. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But here comes Dzelski, putting that first lap in the books. Not sure he was on the throttle quite quick enough on the opening lap. We'll get that first time in a 23.218 fast lap here for Danny Dzelski to get things underway. Best 2-lap qualifying way back in 2013 for Scott Hargrove. Different race cars these days, different tires. That was back in the old Van Diemen days. A little more horsepower back then as well. Drivers, of course, in the Tatis USF22 machine, the new tub with the halo device. Much different race car, adding some top weight. Moving the center of gravity up a little bit in these race cars. So the second lap for Dzelski. Not showing his second lap, but best time of 23.106. We'll go by total time here. That's what I'm seeing on my live timing. 46.3424 total time for Danny Dzelski. His best speed 106.881 miles per hour. On the racetrack now, driver who's done a bit of oval racing in his career for Joe Dueling Autosport and Kerbagajanian. Down the back straightaway, the number 63, Trey Burke at Alvin, Texas, the Dueling Machine Products machine. Little wiggle there mid-corner, trying to get back onto power. Green flag flying for Trey Burke. And again, that's the key in that oval clinic earlier today. The drivers talking about doing what you could to get as much heat into these Cooper tires on that lap and a half of warm-up. Get it in there, get on the power, try to get those tires up to temperature. But again, you're dancing on the razor's edge there, right? Cold tires, but you want to try to work them in. First lap in the books for Trey Burke. 23.224 for the Texan. 106.338 miles per hour. Burke trying to go quicker this time around. Reverse order on the points, as we said. Burke currently sitting 18th in points. Total laps time, 46.220. Really picks it up on the second lap. Dials it in nicely there. Second lap time, I believe, for Burke at 22.996. Dylan Christie now on the clock. Dylan Christie for D-Force Racing in the number 11. Princeton, New Jersey for Dylan Christie, rolling into the weekend here, sitting 16th in points. Second year in the series for Dylan. He's now on the clock as our official flagman. Aaron Likens up on the box. You'll see him throwing the flags for the 106th running of the Indianapolis 500 this coming Sunday. Fantastic story. Of course, Aaron coming up to the karting ranks with Superkarts USA and finding his way to the flag stand of his dreams, of course, at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Dylan Christie, 22.802 for the New Jersey driver. 22.802, P1. Try to keep on that throttle, get it rolling back on it here out of turn number 3. A little slower this last time by at 22.916. Still holding on to the top time, though, for Dylan Christie. Christie, Burke, and Dzelski have put lap times down now. Moving up, it'll be a young driver out of New Zealand, Jacob Douglas, the Kiwi, currently 14th in points. 16 years of age. Douglas for Exclusive Autosport. See what Jacob Douglas has here. Again, first time on the oval for Douglas. We got a chance to go back and look at Billy Fraser's data. About 0.6 of a second quicker. Gun second year driver in the series. Always a little more comfortable. Second year in the program. Douglas on the clock right now. Let's see what kind of a lap he can put in here. Found some speed from the first session to the second session today. Moved up a couple of spots. Let's see, getting back on the throttle nicely here. 23.329. Little ginger here on those cold tires for Jacob Douglas. I think thinking more about experience. Let's see if he's able to find a better speed here. About 2/10 off that of Dzelski. Again, first qualifying effort for the young driver as well. What this road to Indy is all about, giving these young guys the experience they need. Yeah, another 10th quicker on lap number 2, 23.244. P4 right now for Jacob Douglas. Rolling out now for Jay Howard driver development out of Guadalajara, Mexico, the rookie in the number 9, Jorge Garcias. Garcias getting set to go here. Jorge on the sheets, I think they call him George when they're actually in the pit area, but Jorge Garcias for Jay Howard driver development. Another pilot ready to roll here for Jay Howard. The team's had success here before, of course, winning the last 2 years for Christian Rasmussen. 2020 in the USF2000 car, and 2021, of course, at Indy Pro 2000. Both of those seasons, Rasmussen taking the success here at IRP and rolling that through to a championship and a scholarship to move to the next level. He's running in, of course, Indy Lights this year with the Indy Pro 2000 scholarship. See what Jose Garcia has here. Best overall lap I think we've seen so far, a 22.802 for Dylan Christie. Fast lap thus far. Garcias was the tail of the field in the second session. He'll go a bit quicker than Douglas this time by 23.216 opening lap for Garcias. Second lap for Garcias, significantly better. Drops it down into a 22.889, gets almost 0.4 of a second here for Garcias as he goes P2 behind Dylan Christie. Jackson Lee will roll onto the track right now. This is a local race for Jackson, just like the road course was at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway from nearby Avon, Indiana. Jackson Lee rolling out here for qualifying. A number of sponsors on the car for Jackson Lee, which we'll talk about throughout the weekend. IU Cancer Center, Browning Chapman. Fantastic group of partners supporting this Indiana driver as he now looks to put this Cape Motorsports car up top. Nicely back into the throttle early coming out of turn number 4. Green flag flying now for him as he'll work his way here now. Jackson Lee on the clock. Fast driver still Dylan Christie. Quickest time a 22.912. 2-lap combined time 45.721. Best speed 108.306 miles per hour for Dylan Christie. Crossed the line for the first time at 22.777. 22.777. Quickest time we've seen so far. A little over a 10th quicker than Dylan Christie. Doesn't go any quicker last time by, backs it down to a 22.979, but still strong there. Jackson Lee not able to get ahead of Dylan Christie, very close. 2-lap average 2-lap total 45.726 seconds to a 45.756 seconds. So Christie still the fastest driver on the racetrack, but will move now up into Nikki Hayes, who has been strong here in testing. Let's see what Nikki Hayes has for Cape Motorsports. Hayes out of Huntington Beach, California, in the Touchstone Helicopters Molecule Sports Machine. Rookie of the series this year. Late signee in the 4th Cape Motorsports car. Handful of race car for Nikki as he's got a big wobble coming out there. To complete lap number 1. Still goes P1 by 4/10. 22.582 seconds, 109.361 miles per hour for the Californian. You hear him roll back out of the throttle, picking it back up mid-corner. The nice wiggle, big of a slide as well. Going to lose a bit on this one. Couldn't get the power down. Yeah, set 22.764, dropped off a couple of tenths of a second. 108.4, lost about a mile per hour, but still the best 2-lap combined time, 45.345. Next car onto the racetrack. Christian Weir, the rookie in the 32 out of Naperville, Illinois, in the eComfort.com Ferguson Pro Flow Tatus. Trying to get back on the throttle. Car looking good out of 4. Christian Weir goes P2 in the Turn 3 Motorsports machine. 22.726 at 108.668 miles per hour. Car planted pretty nicely, though, coming out of 4. Does he have anything for Nikki Hayes? He does not, but does go quicker. 22.652. Oh, total time just 300 slower over 2 laps than Nikki Hayes, but the young Illinois driver, impressive first qualifying effort on the oval for Christian Weir. Tied for 9th in points, Spike Kohlbecker and Bejoy Garg, and it'll be Kohlbecker on the racetrack. So Turn 3 drivers back to back. Kohlbecker, St. Louis, Missouri, the Turn 3 Motorsport with Ignite Autosport entry. Tier Point, KHS, Resolution, True Tile Company. Represented on that race car. Podium last year in his debut season at Road America. How does he fare here in his second run at IRP? He's now on the clock. Still to come, Jagger Jones, Billy Fraser, Michael D'Orlando, Miles Rowe, Jace Denmark, Simon Sykes, Thomas DeVoe, and Bejoy Garg. Quickest driver so far, Nikki Hayes. 2-lap average, or 2-lap total time, 45.347. Kohlbecker going to slot into P3 right now at 22.661. Very similar to the quick time, second lap time for his teammate. Let's see what Kohlbecker looks like through 3 and 4. Pretty nice track. Up to the wall on the exit. He goes P1. Kohlbecker to P1. 22.578. And he finds himself a tenth of a second faster over 2 laps than Nikki Hayes. So move Spike Kohlbecker to P1. Bejoy Garg now onto the racetrack. Fastest driver in the second practice session. Now, drivers turn anywhere from 40 to 60 laps in that half-hour session. That, of course, is not a qualifying sim. The limited set of tires out there essentially pounding the set down maybe one quality sim out of the gate. That's it. A little bit of a pedal coming out to get the green flag. Not a great way to start the opening lap for Beaujolais. Wasn't able to stay in the throttle from mid-corner of turn 3. Had to get out of it, then roll back into the throttle. When you do that, you're losing so much exit speed starting off that opening lap. You have to build the momentum up over that warm-up lap. Oh, another one, same thing. Had to pedal it again. That car seems like it's maybe got a little bit of a mid-corner oversteer problem. Car stepping out a bit on him. He still goes P1. There's the speed, 22.527, but I think he would have probably expected more based on what he had early. Let's see if he can get a good lap in here. It's a little bit quicker than Kohlbecker. There's the lap there, 22.430. Spike tidying it up a little bit there on lap number 2. First driver to go below the combined 45-second mark. 44.957, the 2-lap combined time, 110.103 miles per hour. Beaujolais setting a new lap, almost 0.3 quicker over those 2 laps. Thomas Deveau, the young Canadian, winner last year at Road America. He and Miles Rowe battling it out for the race win in the season opener at the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg on the street race. Contact to start the opening lap, or the final lap rather, takes both drivers out. Thomas Deveau coming in 8th place in points. Only 7 behind Simon Sykes for P6. And remember, this weekend, the one single race, but points and a half, 45 points for the win. Green flag for Deveau out of Oka, Quebec, Canada, in the Cromwell Karting Excellence home hardware sponsored machine. D-Force Racing for Thomas Deveau. The third of the 3 D-Force races. We've already seen Beaujolais Garg and Dylan Christie. Deveau going to slide in P2. 22.516. That's the best opening lap we've seen though so far. 22.516 at 109.682 miles per hour. Deveau, I think, with an opportunity to shoot by him here. Only 6 more drivers to come. Does not do it. Driver will be Simon Sykes in the Legacy Autosport machine. Of course, Legacy Autosport with some great memories from a number of years ago with Cody Swanson winning in the Indy Pro 2000 category. Simon had a great run of races late last season, a bunch of podiums in a row, and has had a pretty good start to the year as well. Again, coming in here 6th place in points, looking for that elusive victory. I think for Simon, he's one of those drivers who's, of course, a multi-time winner at the SCCA National Championship runoffs. He gets that first win here in USF2000, and I think the floodgates will open up for him. He'll win more. Simon Sykes on the racetrack, first lap. 23.090. Oh, that is off quite a bit from what we've seen from some of the other drivers right now. 23.09. We were down to 22.5. 22.514, I think, was the best opening lap. This is Simon Sykes ain't going to be happy with this one here. He moves over to the inside of road number 3, P5 on the chart, but a 22.611. That's where he needed to start. Oh, he's still on the throttle. Pardon me. So that I'm on a new timing board here. That the 23.090 was his warm-up lap. So yeah, so that's he's in a better spot here now. Now we're dialing it in. 22.611. Doesn't go any quicker. Yeah, he does. He goes up to P3. 22.556 his second lap. 45.168. 2-lap average. All right, so we've got some updating here because I was on a different laptop. So this is, I apologize. Let's see what I've got here right now. What I'm being told right now is we got Bajoy-Gard P1, Thomas Naveau in second. Nicky Hayes third. Now Jace Denmark in his first lap, currently into P4. Sykes is now sixth. The laptop I have was off. We're going off, I believe, the right laptop here right now. 22.744, I think the opening lap, the out lap here, yeah, for Jace Denmark. Here comes Denmark now. Get myself up to speed. Denmark now moving up into the second spot here, a 45.188. Row 2 rather, not P2. Row 2. Garg and Naveau currently front row. Denmark and Hayes row 2. Kohlbecker and Sykes row 3. Weir and Christie row 4. Lee and Burke row 5. Douglas and Garcias row 6. Dazelski row 7. That's where I am right now. I'm on a new laptop and I'm told the official or unofficial qualifying standings. 22.904 warm-up lap for Miles Rowe in the Pabst Racing Machine. Miles, great news, of course, we've heard over the last week or so as funding coming from Roger Penske for him to continue his program. Sykes out of Atlanta, Georgia, living in New York, New York. Penske Entertainment back Pabst Racing Machine. He'll move his way up now to the third row, inside of the third row on the opening circuit. .656 is opening lap. Second lap going in the books for Rowe. We'll see where that slots him in. Again, a 22.578 now. Waiting for my live timing screen to update. 3 drivers left to qualify to see how we have here in this field. 17 drivers in total. Here comes Michael D'Orlando, runner-up last year at USF2000. Winner here last year. Your defending race winner in USF2000, the Freedom 75. What's he got? Miles Rowe ending up P5 on the order, still with 3 drivers to come. Billy Fraser and Jagger Jones still to roll out here. Jagger, of course, adding a couple of big sponsors onto his program this year. We'll talk more about that throughout the weekend. This weekend, rather, brand ambassador for a number of different organizations. We'll talk more about Total Sim USA, the Apex Motor Club, and Simcraft. Young American driver, 3rd generation. D'Orlando's out lap at 22.515. Ooh, that's quick. Best out lap we've seen so far. The driver to Hartsdale, New York, rolling in that throttle. He'll go P1 on that lap, 22.398. Fastest opening lap we've seen. Michael D'Orlando to the top of the charts for the Cooper Tires Freedom 75. Oh, nicely rolling in. Car planted coming out of 4. Tidy lap for D'Orlando. 22.398. 2-lap average. Our 2-lap total time, 44.822. 110.194 miles per hour. So he pips Bajoy-Gard. The worst Bajoy-Gard is going to start is P4. Bit of an issue with Billy Fraser coming down the back straight. Fraser's having a mechanical. He is having trouble getting that thing spooled up. He's finally got it rolling. Coming out at 2, sputtering and spitting. He pulled down to the bottom of the racetrack. He's got to get on it here. Not sure what that was for Billy Fraser. His outlap is going to be off. Will he be able to get enough heat into the tires? Not sure what it was. Maybe something in the fuel system or the fuel line. He just didn't have it. He's still struggling. He's not on the throttle still. This is not good for Billy Fraser. P2 in points. It is not running crisp. And he's on the throttle now. This is going to hurt. A 24.147 warm-up lap for Billy Fraser. It still doesn't sound right. How bad is this opening lap going to be for Fraser? 22.693, 10th right now. This kid's got work to do. Some kind of an issue for Billy Fraser. Not sure what it was. Fraser dialing it in here. In the number 92. He moves himself up a row to the outside of 4, but remember, Jones is coming, so I would expect you're going to see a 9th place starting spot inside of row 5 for Billy Fraser. They'll have to go to work to diagnose the issue with the young Kiwi who expected to be up front. P3 in the final session. Something happened mechanically to the race car. Fuel, electrical, sputtering on the warm-up lap, sputtering on the fast lap as well. But here comes Jagger Jones. Again, as I said, announcing a new brand ambassador program with Total Sim USA, Apex Motor Club, and Simcraft. Jones, the leader, coming in. Gonna feel bad there for Billy Fraser, who was quick in practice. Some kind of an issue here in qualifying. Indy Pro 2000 Qualifying coming up right after this, folks. We're trying to beat the weather here to get practice and qualifying in today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But we do welcome you to our broadcast here on Road to Indy TV, whether you're tuning in on the Road to Indy TV app or, of course, on the YouTube channel as well. 22.787 fast lap, or the warm-up lap rather, here for Jagger Jones. Not quite as good as D'Orlando, so he may start on the pole still. Opening lap, Jones down in 4th, or row 4 rather. That's 7th. 22.590. Jones has got to crank one out here. Talk about shaking up the order. Point leader down now in 7th spot. He'll go over to row number 3 on the outside, but Jagger Jones, 6th quick, 45.159, 2-lap combined time. And Michael D'Orlando, count him 1 point back, a bonus point for qualifying on the pole. The defending race winner will find himself on the inside of road number 1 on a track which is very track position dependent. Qualifying so crucial here. Michael D'Orlando with the fastest time. 110.194 miles per hour, 2-lap total time, 44.822. So just around 22.41 2-lap average. Bajoy Garg ends up on the outside of the front row. Great run for Bajoy, coming in 9th place now in points. Excellent run for Bajoy, the Californian, starting with P2. Row 2 will be Miles Rowe alongside Jace Denmark. So on all Pabst Racing, row number 2. Thomas Naveau and Jagger Jones on row 3. Simon Sykes alongside Spike Kohlbecker on row 4. Billy Fraser and Nikki Hayes on row 5. Christian Weir and Dylan Christie on row 6. Then we'll have Jackson Lee on row 7 alongside Jorge Garcias. Trey Burke and Danny Dzelski on row number 8. And on row number 9, Jacob Douglas. Qualifying done and in the books for the drivers here in the Freedom 75. USF2000 completing their qualifying. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll have live coverage of Indy Pro 2000. Their qualifying session coming up. Those drivers will roll out onto the racetrack here momentarily as we get set to go to cap off the day from Lucas Oil Raceway, Indianapolis Raceway Park.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Sure, once in a blue moon, you might need your tires for hauling a horse in a hailstorm. But most days, you're gonna need your tires for tougher things. Like teaching your sister's kid how to parallel park. Thankfully, these Cooper Enduramaxes aren't just tough, they're everyday tough. Okay, there's a lot of improvement. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
Karting and motorsport enthusiasts, Lucas Oil School of Racing is America's #1 Formula Car race school. Enjoy modern paddle shifters, pit speed limiter, and onboard video along with integrated data systems. Get started today with our 2-day basic or advanced course. Lucas Oil School of Racing is the official school of the road to Indy. We can also qualify you for your SCCA license. Get started today by visiting us at www.lucasraceschool.com.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Your SUV is a multi-purpose tool, like a corkscrew fish scaler. And that means your tires should be multi-purpose too. Like these Cooper rugged Treks. They're tough, but also run smooth as butter. And with dual sidewalls, it's like having a multi-tool that can look like a completely different multi-tool. Don't take that idea, by the way. I'm gonna patent it. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
With over 40 years in business, High Tide Boat Lifts is committed to elevating your craft. Whether you own a personal watercraft or a large yacht, we can design and create the perfect lift for your needs. At High Tide Boat Lifts, we understand that you've worked hard to get to a successful place in life. We'll ensure you have a hassle-free experience, maximizing the time you spend on your boat with family and friends, and supporting your dreams out on the open water.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Sure, once in a blue moon, you might need your tires for hauling a horse in a hailstorm. But most days, you're gonna need your tires for tougher things. Like teaching your sister's kid how to parallel park. Thankfully, these Cooper Enduramaxes aren't just tough, they're everyday tough. Okay, there's a lot of improvement. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
And back at it here at Lucas Oil, Indianapolis Raceway Park. It's been Lucas Oil Raceway for so many years, but coming back to that traditional IRP name, Indianapolis Raceway Park, tremendous 5/8 mile oval. USF2000 Qualifying, getting things done and in the books. Michael D. Orlando from Cape Motorsports qualifying on the pole position, the defending race winner. Big out of the box, man. You qualify on pole here, you have really made the remainder of your weekend so much easier. You want to be up front. You want to be out of the chaos. Open air, clean air. Be nice to the tires. You kind of manage the race. Everybody, of course, behind you scrapping to try to get back up. 15 drivers getting set to go here. Nolan Siegel comes in as the point leader, 3 markers ahead of the British pilot Louis Foster for Exclusive Autosport. Siegel, of course, the D-Force Racing driver with 2 wins to his credit already this year. Reese Gold, 3rd in points. Braden Eves in 4th, and Anam Ahmed for Juncos Racing, rounding out the Fast 5. First driver we'll see for qualifying will be Charles Finelli in the number 83, followed by Jordan Missig for Pabst Racing, the rookie Missig in that number 19 out of Illinois. Shanahan, Illinois for Missig. Homer Glenn for Colin Kaminsky, the 2 Pabst Racing drivers. Illinois, their teammate Ewan Sunder-Murley out of Wisconsin. Dial things up to another level here for Indy Pro 2000. We saw the lap times getting down, 22.5 quick lap times for the out lap for the drivers in USF2000. Bang a couple of seconds off this, I would assume we're going to get down into the mid-20s. Siegel will be the last driver on the racetrack again. Lineup for the qualifying order again, 2-lap combined time. The lineup for qualifying set by the point lead or point order coming in the standings. I think we talked about that when we were at the road course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, how crucial it was to get as far as you could up the points because you want to stay further back. Track normally changes quite a bit. More rubber goes down. Charles Finelli already buckled into the number 83 machine. The Fat Boy Racing machine out of Locust Valley, New York for Charles Finelli, 58 years of age. Long-time driver in open-wheel formula cars. We're talking to actually Charles earlier today about, when we first met. I want to say it was back in probably 2005 when he was running in the F2000 Championship Series. Did a lot of racing, Mid-Ohio, Watkins Glen. This guy's a ton of open-wheel experience. And to be honest, has been doing it longer than a number of the drivers from USF2000 have been alive. So this guy's got a lot of seat time. Finelli rolls onto the racetrack as we got qualifying set to go. Again, 15 drivers set to roll out here. The Indy Pro 2000. Cooper Tires Freedom 90. Getting set to go. Charles Finelli getting things rolling. Again, the format, essentially a lap and a half of warm-up. Out on the racetrack at turn 1 and 2, a full lap at speed for warm-up. Aaron Likens will give you the green, and then it's green, white, checker. More horsepower, more downforce, more everything with these Indy Pro 2000 cars, and Finelli's warm-up lap, a 23.930 in the Fat Boy Racing entry. Looking for a clean and tidy qualifying lap here for Finelli. Get one in the books. Opening lap for Charles Finelli, 22.317. 22.317 for Finelli. Dial things up for lap number 2. Lap 2, 21.940. 2-lap combined time, 22.257. He'll set the first lap. Qualifying record single lap back in 2013. Actually both by Matthew Brabham. Old style race car. 2013, a 19.7. Track was different. Tires were different. Car was different. Lighter race car. Jordan Missig rolling out here now for Pabst Racing. First time here at IRP for Jordan Missick, rookie driver here in Indy Pro 2000. 22.488 on the warm-up lap. Jordan Missick, sponsored by AMW Ventures, Motorsports for Mental Health. Coming into the program 14th here in points. Dropping it down to a 21.152. This is getting a good feel for this racetrack. Getting it to roll. Look at that. Nice corner speed here. Really rolling up on the wall for Jordan Missick. 21.008 goes quicker on lap number 2 as well. 2-lap combined time, a 42.161 for an average speed of 117.151 miles per hour. Cooking around this 5/8 mile Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. Jonathan Brown qualified on the pole for the opening race on the road course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Irish racer for Turn 3 Motorsports in the human-centered movement CRPS awareness machine. Dublin, Ireland. For Brown, the rookie. All right. Out lap in. Got it warmed up. Got some heat built into these Coopers. Call it a 21.736 out lap. Temperature holding around 70 degrees here trackside. A little more cloud cover, but still that blue sky peeking through as we try to come out of what was a very wet morning and early afternoon. The rain really falling all morning here. Kind of subsiding around 2 o'clock. Road to Indy crew, track crew going to work, getting this track dried off. 21.5 opening lap for Jonathan Brown. Backs it up 21.54, so very consistent lap times for Jonathan Brown. He'll go P2 though, 43.081, 2-lap combined time. Missick still quicker, 42.161, 117.151 miles per hour. Here comes rolling out here now would be Salvador de Alba. Six of de Alba. 21.5 on the out lap, the warm-up lap. Again, we talked about the Oval Clinic earlier today. All of our drivers sitting in to kind of delve into the unique intricacies of oval racecraft with our 3-time Road to Indy scholarship winner and champion, Kyle Kirkwood, alongside reigning Indy Pro 2000 champion, Christian Rasmussen, and multi-time Road to Indy race winner, and Victor here, of course, at Lucas Oil Raceway and Indianapolis Raceway Park, Parker Thompson as well. De Alba 41.4 opening lap, 21.5, 21.4 to 21.5 for a 43 flat. A little bit quicker than Brown, not by much. 0.05 of a second over 2 laps. Puts in P2. Wyatt Prokacek coming off, I think, what is his career race so far. Race 3 at the road course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What a tremendous run he put in. Deep in the field, worked his way forward, some really decisive overtakes. Brakacic, of course, looking to dial things in here. Second session of the practice today. Brakacic slotting in right around 12th. Let's see what he's got here. About the same as the other guys here in the warm-up lap at 21.6. I think we're gonna see times down probably 21 flat. I would think at one point, maybe at least 21.2 from some of the drivers up front. Brakacic's opening lap slotting him in P4 at 21.573. Drivers definitely a lot quicker than they were. They're putting fresh tires on for qualifying here as well. 21.8 was his best time in that second session. 21.5 lap 1, 21.4 lap 2, a bit quicker for Brakacic. Move him to second behind Missing. So Jordan Missing still holding on. 15 drivers in the field. Missing going to start 11th at the worst. Here comes Euban Sooner-Worthy out of Delafield, Wisconsin. Winner last year, multi-time winner last year actually in USF2000, rookie here in the Indy Pro 2000 category. The S-Team Motorsports back entry for Euban Sooner-Worthy. Euban coming in here 9th in points. And strong at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Podium on the road course, I think big for Euban. He's transitioning to this quicker race car. There we go, a little lower on the warm-up lap. That could bode well for Euban, 21.479. That kind of shows you the comfort the drivers have on cold tires, right? Rolling out there for the first time, one lap slow, back on the power for the first time. A little more wiggle on the exit. He'll go P2 as a result, 21.099. See if Euban's got more. He's right beside his teammate Jordan Missing. The 18 is Sooner-Worthy down the back chute. Just watching for the balance on that race car. How steady is he coming out of the corner? Drops to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll go 20.952. First driver into the 20s. And he'll go P1 provisionally. 2-lap combined time, 42.051. 117.477 mile per hour for Sooner-Worthy. Qualifying continuing here for the Cooper Tires Freedom 90, which, crossing our fingers, will take place sometime tomorrow evening. Weather looking pretty ominous for midday tomorrow, but based on the last time I looked, the window coming right around 7 o'clock on. So Saturday is going to be sunny and beautiful, I believe. Tomorrow afternoon could be interesting. We'll see how it all plays out for us. Jack William Miller now onto the racetrack in the number 40. A new technical partnership with Exclusive Autosport has lofted him up in the order. Did so at the road course at Indianapolis. He comes in, Jack William Miller, 12th in points. Out of Carmel, Indiana, 21.45. Very similar to Sooner-Worthy in the opening lap. Patterson Dental Blue Marble sponsored red Pattis. The new IP22 car, Indy Pro 22, with that new halo, the brand new center section of the race car from Tatis. Getting the halo installed this year, upping our level of safety. Miller goes P3 out of the gate, 21.232. Gonna dial things in here. Goes faster, 21.2 on the first lap, 21.1 on the second lap. Jack William Miller in the 40, slotting in P3. Seven of the 15 drivers have now set a fast time, so Euban Sooner-Worthy P1 will start no worse than 9th. And I believe now we'll see Josh Green. Winner last year in USF2000, already a victor this season here at Indy Pro. Turn 3 Motorsports for Josh Green. of Mount Kisco, New York, in the Session Guardian Zimperium Caddis IP22. Team owner Peter Dempsey, I would say probably winning the most famous Road to Indy event in the history of the Road to Indy, the four-wide battle at the Freedom 100 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Now a team owner with his wife Mandy Dempsey. They've had some success over the last couple of years, this team continuing to grow. Great family atmosphere for turn 3. Oh, fastest warm-up lap by far, 21.1 for Josh Green. He'll go P2 though. Doesn't go that much quicker on lap number 2, 21.071. Got to get down into the 20s. Can Josh Green dial one in here? Big power coming out of 4. Doesn't do it. Back-to-back 21 flats. Just a bit short, 0.03 of a second. 2-lap combined. Yuvan Sundaramurthy holding on to the provisional pole. Still P1 for Sundaramurthy. Well, the color scheme now rolling onto the racetrack was actually the race winner last year in Indy Pro 2000. That's the scholarship colors for the USF 2000 champion. Last year steered by Christian Rasmussen, this time by the talented young Brazilian from D-Force Racing out of Recife, Brazil. It's Kiko Porto in the Banco de Cova Petro Mega machine. Banco de Cova Petro Mega. Two sponsors on the race car alongside the Road to Indy and the Anderson companies. Porto out 21.2. Still have not seen a lap. Down into the 20s as a warm-up lap. 21.23. Sundaramurthy still P1 with a 2-lap combined total of 42.051, 117.455 mile per hour. Ooh, 4th on the opening lap for Porto, 21.1. Just haven't seen anybody get down to a 20.827. This is kind of where we were, I think, last year until Reese Gold came in and smoked it on the second lap and kind of took everybody off guard with that flying lap of 20.7, I believe it was. Still a number of drivers to come. 5 drivers remain, I believe, set to go. Anam Ahmed, Braden Eves, Reese Gold. No, Colin Kaminsky first, then Ahmed. Eves, Gold, Foster, and Siegel still to come. Kaminsky on the throttle. Kiko Porto gets down to a 21.096. 2-lap combined time of 42.235, 116.944 miles per hour. P4 for Porto. Sundaramurthy holding on. Yeah, 6 drivers still to come, I believe. Sundaramurthy's going to be at the very worst on the inside of row number 4, starting 7th. Not bad for a guy coming in here 9th in points, potential jump up. Colin Kaminsky's been on the pole here before in Road to Indy action. Knows how to get around this 5/8 mile oval. 21.2 on the warm-up. 5 still to come. Anam Ahmed, Braden Eves, Reese Gold, Louis Foster, and Nolan Siegel. Top 5 in points. Sitting on the pit lane. Oh, Kaminsky back to 21.1. 5th for Colin Kaminsky. Better find some speed here. You got to get down into the high 20s. Not what Kaminsky was hoping for, his teammate. He moves up a row, though. Able to get just quicker than Jordan Missig. 42.128, gets down to a 21.007. Kaminsky moving up a full row from row 3 to row 2. He'll be right behind his teammate Sundaramurthy right now, but 5 drivers still to come. 117.455 miles per hour. Fastest 2-lap average, 117.4. Here comes Anam Ahmed. number 47 in London, England. Born, however, in Pakistan and carries that Pakistan flag proudly here on the road to Indy. We're thrilled to have Anam Ahmed with us, as is Juncos Hollinger Racing. Anam did not run this event last year. In fact, 21.4, rookie here, about 0.3 of a second off, 115.3 miles per hour on the warm-up lap. Did the season essentially right up to the road course in Indianapolis, and then wasn't able to continue. Wiggle there on the exit of 4, the correction, but he is the quickest. Wow, 21.4 warm-up. How about a 20.832? Best lap we've seen, 118.546. 118.546 miles per hour. Does he got a 119 in him? How about a 120? 120.203, 20.545. 120.203 miles per hour. Wow, he dropped 0.3 of a second off the lap, 120.203 miles per hour for Anam Ahmed. Dialing it up. We saw Juncos Hollinger do this last year with Reese Gold. Man, that's big. Yeah. Literally almost 2 miles an hour quicker than Sooner and Worthy on the 2-lap. Woo! 4 drivers still to come. Here comes Braden Eves for J. Howard Driver Development. Again, his team winning the race last year with Christian Rasmussen. Ooh, way up there on the warm-up, 21.8. But I'm not going to put as much care on the warm-up for these veteran drivers who may know how they want to bring their tires up to temp, because Ahmed showed it there. Significantly quicker than the warm-up lap. Here comes Eves. Wow. How about 11th for Eves? 21.8, 112.973. Braden is now not going to be happy with the pace on this race car. 2 miles an hour slower than Brakacic and a mile an hour slower than De Alba. He turns in a 21.6, 114.2. That is not vintage Braden Eves. You wonder if there's some kind of an issue with the machine or not. The slowest of the 3 J. Howard Driver Development cars. Eves 11th on the timesheet. Here comes Reese Gold, just 11 points back of your point leader, Nolan Siegel. Pole sitter for the race last year. Reese Gold out of Miami, Florida, the Ticket Clinic, Juncos Hollinger Racing, Tatis IP22. Reese Gold knows how to hustle a race car around this track. Had an amazing battle with Christian Rasmussen last year. Came home second. Wants us to take that one more step. Well, that's the fastest warm-up lap we've seen, 20.845. Reese Gold picking up where he left off in 2022. 118.469 mile an hour warm-up lap. That's the second quickest lap we've seen. We're ahead 20.687. Will it be enough to hold off his teammate? 20.687, 119.375 miles per hour. Can you put a tidy lap in here to put the pressure on Foster and Siegel? Gold to the line. Packs it up, 20.654, just enough. 119.470, 2-lap average. 119.470 miles per hour to 119.369. Ricardo Juncos and the Juncos Hollinger Racing Team have put together another strong race car for their drivers here in 2022. 2 more racers still to come. Driver on the racetrack now, his first ever qualifying run on an oval, winning his first race as well last But a week and a half ago at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Louis Foster for Exclusive Auto Sport. The number 90. Basingstoke, United Kingdom. Living in Los Angeles now. And the Copart.com Novara Technologies Tatus IP22. Outlap for Foster, a 21.320. Not quite as quick. Sun coming. Whoa, this track is just going to change right now. Sun coming out right now based in this racetrack. How will this change things potentially? All of a sudden, the entire back straightaway in the sun. 118.28 miles an hour for Foster. He'll go P3. 20.879 the lap time. It's the first sun we've seen on the track. It may not change it quite enough right here, but what's it going to be like for Nolan Siegel? Does Foster dial it in? He stays the same, 20.851. Very consistent times for Louis Foster. 118.358 miles per hour, but a mile per hour slower than Reese Gold. But again, for a driver who's really getting a good feel for these Cooper tires, I talked to Louis earlier, struggled a little bit the first couple of weekends, just feeling exactly how to maximize the Coopers during qualifying, how to get them up to temperature, how to fully leverage them when they get to their sweet spot. He found that, I think, in qualifying at Indianapolis. Again, completely different animal here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Foster will roll it in here, currently P3. The worst he's going to do is P4. But there's an opportunity for a Juncos Hollinger Racing front row. On track now, your point leader, Nolan Siegel, in the number 8. At Palo Alto, California, in the Town Ford Race for RP. D-Force Racing entry, a 21.2. About 4/10 a second off in terms of warm-up fast lap between he and Reese Gold. But what can he lay down here? Your point leader. First lap. 117.756 miles per hour. That's going to move him over to P4. A 20.972. Not the greatest lap for Nolan Siegel. Still up in the front 2 rows. But we're going to have ourselves 100% a Juncos Hollinger front row lockout. Here comes Siegel to put lap number 2 in the books. He's hustling it. Doesn't go quick enough to move on the order. A 20.859. Siegel's going to end up P4. It's a Juncos Hollinger 1-2. Reese Gold. Back-to-back pole positions here at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. 119.470 miles per hour. The 2-lap average speed. Anam Ahmed not that far back. A rookie driver here as well. Kudos to Anam. 119.369 miles per hour. Louis Foster and Nolan Siegel on row 2. Yuban Sundaramurthy up to 5th. Remember, he rolled out back in 9th. Sundaramurthy for Pabst Racing leading that crew. P5 on the inside of row 3 with Josh Green on the outside. Colin Kaminsky and Jordan Missing and all Pabst Racing row 4. Kiko Porto and Jack William Miller row 5. Wyatt Prokachik alongside Salvador De Alba on row 6. Jonathan Brown and Braden Eaves on row 7. And Charles Finelli on row number 8. 119.470 miles per hour for Reese Gold. And I guarantee you that young Florida driver will be thrilled with that qualifying effort. Starting on pole, so crucial. He was able to get off the line yesterday, coming out of 4, or last year rather, getting out of 4, punched the throttle, challenged early by Braden Eaves in 2021, so was able to pull out front. If not for lap traffic that allowed Christian Rasmussen to reel him in, I think he could have came away with the race win. I expect to see Reese Gold as the primary challenger for the victory when we go racing at the Carbonite Classic Freedom 90 tomorrow evening. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us here on Road to Indy TV. It's been an interesting day here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. As I said, when I rolled in here, I didn't think we were going to be doing anything today, let alone 2 practice sessions and qualifying for both USF2000 and Indy Pro. Instead, we've set grids for tomorrow. We'll try to get some practice in if we possibly can. Racing, of course, will be the primary focus, as USAC will have both their Silver Crown and Midget Series here as well for this year's Carbonite Classic. Hopefully getting in our Cooper Tires Freedom 75 and Freedom 90. Great runs in qualifying. Again, Reese Gold, very impressive in Indy Pro 2000. And Michael D'Orlando, last year's winner in USF2000, will again lead the field to the green in this year's Freedom 90. Again, on behalf of everyone from Road to Indy TV and Anderson Promotions, folks, thank you for joining us so much here, qualifying for this year's Freedoms here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. On behalf of everyone behind the scenes, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.